Today we're at the Wilderness Camp Trails in White, Georgia. Show you around the parking lot. It's a pretty cool place. Here's the map. I think there's about 10 miles of trail, but they're all, I don't know, anywhere from beginner to advanced, intermediate. I don't think there's any really hard lines out here, but don't want to ride on the grass. They just planted it. There's a tool station over there, or a work stand, and of course bathrooms over there, and then there's multiple places the trail goes. Today is, what is today, Friday? And they have different days you go different ways. So every day you can go to the right on Chitwood. Field school is Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, so we're actually going to go start over behind us. Okay, and then the Mine Shaft Trail is also this way on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So we're going to start over here behind us. There's where field school comes up over there. So orange is field school. And today, I've been out here before, but I just don't remember it. So today we're going to the left on Etowah Echo. That's the bluish purple. So go check that out. That looks in good shape. Echo School's to the left. Oh, they just did trail maintenance or something. Cool signs. Glad they blew these leaves off. I'm not a fan of leaves. They're about as bad as pine straw. Whee! Better take it easy today. At least on the climbs. There's not long climbs out here as much as they're short and punchy, but they add up. That's pretty neat how they do the rock drainages. Like right here, this is where water flows, and they just embed rock. So, a different kind of water bar. Okay, more downhill. A little sandy and pebbly and loose. Another rock bar, or rock water bar. That's a new bench. Did a good job. Some of the turns a little tight, but this is more of a beginner intermediate section, I believe. So, guess they don't want you going too fast. Little whoop-de-doos. And another little hill. See a bunch of these punchy ones. Ooh. My legs are a little sore from all that climbing yesterday. Even though I went slow, it was still 100-something feet per mile of climbing. If that didn't make sense. Okay, another intersection. Okay, we'll look at the map. So today being Friday, we got to go to the left. I guess everything's clockwise, kind of like Sorbo rules. You know, rotating days. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, you go this way. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, you go the opposite way. So we just did Etowah Echo, and now we're going to do Stamp Creek Falls, and that's the purple trail, and that's going to take us around. I guess we do the Wilderness Shoals clockwise. That's that gray one, and then we'll jump onto, when we get around the end of that to the intersection, we'll turn left on Wagon Wheel, and then we'll figure it out from there. So, Stamp Creek Falls, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Yeah, boy, I timed this right. Not just the weather, it's supposed to be almost 60 today. But also that somebody came out here and blew the trails off, at least the ones I've ridden so far, which is good for me, especially since I don't know these trails that well. It'd be kind of hard to see them all covered in leaves and straw. Apparently we're climbing. Well, tricky little section. Little slide. Which way? This way? Okay. Yeah. Out here you got a lot of rock features and some jumps, but there's always alt lines, so if you don't want to go off the jump, you can just go around it. I'm gonna have to slide around this corner. That's a little tight. Little hill. Keep your speed. Well, that's a pretty big jump going the other way. And no good place to land. That's funny. It's like a roller coaster type trail. I want to listen to my music, but it's so distracting when you're trying to talk to the camera. Ooh, this is a tight switchback. Yeah, I definitely think I like doing some of these trails counterclockwise. Especially this trail. Seems like a lot more climbing. Oh, there's a big jump right there. Coming the other way. Okay. Almost to the top. Pretty rocky. Had to leave hitchhiking. Built a lot of benches since I was here before. I see them. Another intersection. Let's pause and take a look at this. This is Trail Hub 2 and nice roundabout with a bench, plenty of signage, another map, and now we're going to do the whole loop of Wilderness Shoals. It says it's 0.8 miles, and we'll pop back out right there, but we're going in over here. And like I said, I've ridden here I think twice, maybe 3 times. It's been a while, and they were fairly new, and they definitely weren't in this good a shape. So we'll see what they're like today. Other than these punchy climbs, I'm liking what I see already. Of course, one time I came out here, it was pouring rain on us while we were riding. And then another time, I think the first time I came here, I was on a single speed with hard gears. Meaning, well, yeah, no, it's only one gear, but the sprocket and chain ring or whatever were not good for climbing. Here's some more rocks. Dang, they like their rocks. Oh, yeah. And I got stuck. Let's see. So again, I don't know these trails that well, so I'm not always picking the best line. But it makes it challenging. I'm just not a fan of rocks or roots. That's a big part of mountain biking though. Wow. Let's see. I'm sure there's a good line, but oh, Actually took a harder line that time. Live and learn. I can tell that rocky section back there, it's easier going down than climbing. Oh. Now we're on top. Little squeaky noise you hear is my electronic shifting. This is stuff I like. More open and flowy. Actually a good place to fly the drone. We'll find somewhere because I want to try the dolly track mode. Instead of the drone following you, it goes backwards and follows you. If that makes, well, I guess it tracks you. Can't really follow you if it's in front. Yeah, we'll probably try it on one of the easier trails like Field School or yeah, because I think we go out on that one. Unfortunately, these kind of urban trail systems, there's not a whole lot of scenery other than looking at more trees. I think we're back to the hub. Yep, it tells you slow down. Yay. Now, we just finished up Wilderness Shoals, the loop, and we're going on to Wagon Wheel, which is in red. It says 0.76 miles, but we're gonna just take it over, if you can see it on the map, we're gonna take that red trail over to the black loop of Switchback Spur. And I'm pretty sure that's an advanced line. And it's probably going to suck because it's pretty steep, and it seems like everything you run to the left or clockwise, it seems to be the harder way to do it. I don't know, but just based on what I'm seeing and what I've done before. So let's do the red over here. We're at Trail Hub 2, and we're going to end up at another intersection where, like I said, that black trail comes in. Oh, they did a good job smoothing out and blowing off these trails. It helps it dry too. I mean, I know in the winter, based on what my trail building buddy Walt Brady says, it helps protect the trail, I guess, with freeze thaw. And I guess hard rain's washing it out. But I like riding it when it's smooth and fast and dry and not slipping on leaves and pine straw. Oh, that's a nice little transition. And as soon as I say that, we start climbing. Oh yeah. Punchy climb. Yeah, but you gotta get up to get down, as the saying goes. And this is just one part of the red trail. Okay, another intersection. This is the end of Wagon Wheel. Well, not the end, but where it ties into the Black Trail. I assume we go that way, but unless this trail's always one way, I guess we can ride up here and look at and see if there's a sign, because this is where it comes back in. Let's see, there's a sign. It says, oh, every day. Oh, I kind of thought that. So Switchback Spur, it's one of those kind of like the connectors. It's not the rotating days. Connectors are usually two-way, but in this case, it's a one-way trail. Well, I'm glad I looked. I saw the X's in yellow on the sign back there, and there wasn't one of these directional signs, so I'm glad I rode up here. So we'll just loop around, and then we'll reconnect on the Wagon Wheel Trail right back there and finish that out. So I think they have you do it this way because it's more of a downhill run, if I remember correctly. I mean, they were still working on this one when I came out here before. You notice I start and stop my talking a lot. It's because I'm catching my breath in between. Actually, if you're going hard, talking is not good. It interrupts your breathing. So, but I want to keep everybody informed. Low tree. I know you can go that way, but I'm just being lazy. Okay. Yeah, the trails are nice and clean. Okay, this one you have to go over. I don't know if you see it in the footage, but this particular chest mount is different than my Usui pack mount that's on my chest as well. That other one's a lot more stable. Oh, I could have gone down there. This one's kind of floppy. Alrighty. Yeah, I could have gone a lot faster on that section. Oh well, for next time I'll know. Right now it's kind of scary to go flying around a corner and I don't know if there's a drop or a bunch of rocks or... But it's nice to see they have a cool trail system like this on this side of town, because there's really not much. You have to drive down to one of the other systems like Altoona Creek or Blankets Creek or Rope Mill. I just get nervous when I come around all these big rocks. I don't know if they're gonna have you jump off one of them, like that one we came up past earlier. Oh, it's swampy down there. I don't know what that is. A lot of standing water. There's like to be a lot of mosquitoes. And there was a waterfall up here somewhere. Maybe that's on a different part of the trail. Okay. Yeah, I gotta figure out how to play music in the background, but yet you can still hear me talk. I figured it out the other day, but now I forgot it. So, and it was using different software or a different app, but I'll figure it out. I try to learn at least one thing each day, and try to put out footage, whether photos or drone shots or action cam videos, multiple times weekly. Ooh, that's a little choppy. Yeah. It's funny how squirrels, they seem so big when you hear them rustling around. All right, here's Wagon Wheel again, and we're gonna go left. Now we're back on Wagon Wheel, which is directional, so like I said before, Friday, or today being Friday, we have to go everything left or clockwise. Okay, interesting rock section up here. Yeah, it looks worse than it is. Okay, another punchy hill climb. I'm just filming one section or one trail at a time. Keeps the video from being too long and gives me a chance to rest. Okay. Another intersection, and I assume, yeah, after we do Tuna Trace, which is a longer trail, we'll come back in and do the rest of Wagon Wheel. Now we're going to go do Tuna Trace. That's in Aqua. It says it's 2.75 miles. I guess we'll do that Bartow Bend, that little out and back, because it goes to a stream crossing and a cool bridge. But and I wanted to see if they added anything. There's a bunch of ATV trails that you can continue on, but they're in really rough shape. So here is Tuna Trace. And this has some elevation gain, but then it has some fun downhills. I think I overdressed. It's warmer than I thought it's going to be. Got a base layer on and a long sleeve jersey with bib tights on. Ooh, some big dead trees. Oh yeah. We go along this ridge. Pretty nice. That's a lot higher than I thought we'd be. I can see that ridge across the way, and we're pretty equal with it. And we're not even, there's a long way to go to the top. So wow. I didn't know it was this hilly. And I'm a older 61-year-old, or at least my body feels it. And I'm a Clydesdale. This rider's over 200 pounds. Last year I got down to, I lost 45 pounds getting ready for this trip to the Pyrenees in France for my 60th birthday. I lost 45 pounds down to 195. And of course over this year, I got back up to 215. I just recently dropped back down to under 210. So hopefully I can maintain or continue to drop, because most people put on a lot of weight in the off season. Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm constantly getting over injuries, so my riding hadn't been as consistent. And I was overtrained at the end of the race season. I still may be a little bit, but my heart rate gets jacked up so easy. But I'm having fun, and videotaping is it's a way to bring people with me when I ride. Even my family, I don't think they have any idea what I do when I'm gone all the time. I've gotten them involved in some of my races. Like my son and daughter, they did the Dirty Duathlon with me recently. And then my son's done a 6-hour race with me, and he did the duathlon with me before. So, and my whole family did support for me at Little Sugar out in Bentonville. So they're starting to see what I do. I think they still think I'm crazy, especially for my age. But heck, if I didn't do this stuff, I'd wither up and die, or I'd be fat as a house, sitting on the couch most of my life, which I do that a lot. Watching YouTube videos. And now I'm making videos for YouTube. But my dad was unhealthy and heavier, and sat around on the floor of the couch a lot of the latter part of his life, and I'm sure that's what made him pass away sooner. But he actually lived longer than I thought, almost 79. which was impressive because he was an early smoker, and I don't think he was a big drinker, but he was not active at all. Anyway, enough of me. More of the trail. I see they built in all these little clay, I guess they're water bars, or they could just be little jumps. I'm just not a big jumper. There's a lot of jumping out here though, so that's good for a lot of the younger people who like that. I tend to wreck a lot, so I don't want to increase the chances by flying through the air when you have no control. That's a fun little downhill. Whee! Man, that wouldn't be near as fun if they didn't clear out all the leaves. I wouldn't be able to see half the lines or obstacles. And it makes the video a lot better. Like I said, this section is almost 3 miles, so it's going to be a little bit longer video. Oh, I see there's a creek down there. It's pretty cool. I like when they gradually gain that elevation back instead of making it all straight uphill. Of course, it's still a little punchy. Excuse my snot rockets. Okay, neat little rock crossing over that little dry creek bed. I made a rookie mistake. I make my own gel now, energy gel, and my own electrolyte drinks. Well, on the energy gel, I make it drinkable in a bottle, but it really gels up if you let it get cold. I learned that a long time ago by putting it in the fridge, thinking like everything else, oh, you want to keep it fresh and keep it in the fridge. It was like solid rubber. So today I just didn't bring a small enough bottle for my gel to put it in my back cage. I got full suspension, so the shock hits it if it's too tall. But then on my electrolyte drink, I made the bottle with my powder mix, and I used just water and instead of my cherry Kool-Aid. So, oh, there's the waterfall. That's cool. So basically my electrolyte mix drink tastes like ocean water. Very salty. That is cool. You can hear it and I can see it, but I'm sure it doesn't come out great on camera. I guess that's the, whatever that was called, Stamp Creek or whatever falls. A lot of big rocks. Okay, let's finish this baby up. Guess now we gotta climb all the way up after all that downhill. Oh yeah. Little spurs up here somewhere. Wow. It's a bigger, not really waterfalls, I guess cascade. That sounds nice. I'm sure it's probably a hiking trail that goes down to it. Well, I take it back. There are some longer climbs out here. Yeah, this is a fun downhill coming the other way. I'm looking forward to that spur trail so I can cut this video a little shorter and take a break. Probably time to eat. Got a oatmeal cream pie with me and a Rice Krispie treat, because when you're sitting around the house, that is not your friend as far as weight gain. But when you're out here riding, especially going hard or long, sugar is your friend, or carbs. But here we go. This is Bartow Bend. It's 0.39 miles. Now we're gonna go off onto the Bartow Bend spur. Just go see that bridge and the creek crossing and see what they've done to finish this. I can already tell they fixed it up here at the end. I put down some crush and run or gravel. Yeah, all through here. I guess it keeps it drier. Remember, there's a big rock you go over down here. Wonder when they're gonna add to this trail, because there's a bunch more room out here. I think they have, I can't remember how many acres they have, but I know it's a lot more. They've got a lot of good funding and support. So, and they needed some trails because, like I said before, there's not much out here in Bartow County. There's Pine, I guess Pine Log Creek is in Bartow County. Kind of out past north of Waleska, but that's hiking, no biking. Oh, that's interesting. Let's go this way. And then there's Pine Mountain, which is hiking, but on one side of the mountain you can ride, but it's just real short and steep and technical. So this is the only cross-country trail I know of. Oh, a little bumpy. Oh, there's the bridge. Man, they've got this packed in well. And you can go across the water. What does it say? New trails coming soon. That's cool. I guess because a lot of people have been riding. Oh, look at the old door with beer cans on it. Let's see how deep this is. Well, deeper than I thought, and I don't have my winter boots on, but it's not too wet. And there's an access trail. And now we go back. And hit the bumpy section again. Ugh. I know people like rocks, but I don't. I like being in the woods. I like to bounce around on rocks and roots, but it does make it more challenging, just like jumps. Everybody's got their own style. I like smooth and fast. Some people would say that's more of a roadie type trail. But I grew up doing mountain biking and now gravel biking, which right on a little bit of pavement just to get to more dirt or gravel roads. Okay. Been running lower air pressure in my tires. Seems I can tell it if it's giving me more grip, but seems to make it less bumpy. Okay. Where's that intersection? So, I'm going to go out here and connect back in with Tuna Trace and finish it up. I don't know where that goes. Oh, you can ride it, but you couldn't just, they didn't have the trail blown off on the backside. I couldn't tell if it was a drop. It's definitely rideable. Okay, there's the slow intersection sign. Well, my left cleat or pedal is loose. Huh. Here we are back at the sign. Now we're gonna finish out Tuna Trace and then that'll connect us back in to the red trail. I forgot what it's called. Wagon Wheel, yeah. And we'll finish out on Wagon Wheel. Then we'll climb out on the yellow trail. Something climb, obviously. It's the name of it. But then we'll get out the drone and do field school, and we'll come around and drop down the flow trail, something mine trail. Wow, steep climb. Well, this is not exciting footage, hearing me huff and puff But since these are new trails and there's not much out here compared to other sections or systems like Altoona Creek, they have about 40 miles of trail. This one only has around 10. I figured I'd record the whole thing, so hopefully people will watch it and want to come ride. Whew. There's a top around here somewhere. I'm going to fall short of my goal of 5,000 miles in a year. Big part of that is I only ride off-road, so I'm not racking up a lot of paved road rides. It's either mountain or gravel. So mountain or trail riding is usually equivalent to like 3 road miles, and then gravel is like equal to 2 miles for every or every 1 mile of gravel is equivalent to 2 miles of road. I think I said that right on mountain bike. Mountain biking, every 1 mile is equivalent to 3 miles of riding on paved road. Oh, there's a little downhill. And I've only ridden the trainer like 2 times, I think. Yeah, you know, the trainer inside my Wahoo. I bet you in the video it looks like I'm going to hit these trees on the side of the trail, but I'm not. Yeah, that's a fun little section. Oh, intersection again. Back to the wagon wheel and the sign. Okay, we're at the end of Tuna Trace, and now we're going to go out and finish the rest of the red trail, the wagon wheel, and then we're going to connect to the Chitwood Climb, which is short. And then once we get back to the parking lot, we'll get out the drone and we'll go around on the orange trail. It's called Field School, and we'll do the little downhill flow trail called Mine Shaft, and that will finish it for today. I gotta save something for this weekend. So here we go. I can't remember. I think this is a fun little section, but wow, they've done a good job cleaning it up. Not just smoothing out the trail. Boy, that was bumpy. Or not just blowing the leaves off, but they also smoothed out the trail. And I guess they're getting a lot more traffic out here too. And the signage is excellent. It's hard to get lost out here. It's a neat little section back there. I guess it's for riding the other way. Bumpy. I definitely recommend having some thicker tires or bigger tires coming out here. Some bike trails I'll actually ride my gravel bike. Not this one. Oh, there's some of the equipment over there. Yay, that's a fun one. Now we'll go ahead and do Chitwood since that was pretty short. Chitwood's the yellow one. There's where Minecraft comes in, or Mineshaft. I can't remember what it was called. And then Echo went off to the right back there. All right. Coming up on the big rocks at the parking lot. There's Mineshaft. Yeah, it's not Minecraft the game. Now we'll do Field School at regular speed. Had to go really slow with the drone. It doesn't like fast curves or this is a beginner flowy trail. And it's right here around the parking lot. I didn't have 10 miles in. I still won't. But at least I'll be closer. And I'll be over an hour riding. So that's why I added this extra loop.